Welcome everybody to That's Weird Stuff, our show where I tell these guys stories of the bizarre and strange, and then they answer the questions, aliens or not. So last week I came across this article. I was surfing the internet like right after we recorded our last weird stuff. So I'm gonna put the link in the description. So if anyone wants to read it, you guys can find it. So Professor Ysef-Zadeh is responsible for finding some weird stuff at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. In 1984, the professor reported finding light years long, one-dimensional vertical filaments running perpendicular to the galactic plane and pointing to Sagittarius A, the supermassive.
I'm sorry. One dimension is a dot, right? Like a point.
It's a line.
That's a line. Okay.
So Sagittarius A is the supermassive black hole at the center of the Milky Way. Numbering at almost 1,000, these filaments seem to come in pairs and in clusters. They're magnetic, they contain particles moving near the speed of light and are over 150 light years long.
Pretty near long. The speed of light. What do you think that is? Like
There's a number.
Miles per hour below.
Someone
hasn't quite put the pedal down all the way. Just a little under the speed limit.
Or is it like scientists like, oh, it's near there, so it's like 1,000 miles per hour?
Yeah.
So after that discovery, Ysef-Zadeh was part of a team responsible for the discovery of giant balloon-like structures, again, near the center of the universe. These radio-emitting bubbles are hundreds of light years tall and are hourglass in shape. It is suspected that these bubbles are a result of an energy burst that occurred millions of years ago. The professor's newest discovery is hundreds of pairs of horizontal filaments near Sagittarius A. These filaments that only number in a few hundred seem to behave differently than their vertical counterparts. These filaments are parallel to the galactic plane, point radially towards the galactic center, emit thermal radiation, accelerate thermal matter in molecular clouds, and are much smaller at just a few light years in length. And they spread out at only one side of the black hole. So, guys.
Oh, so these are spewing out of the black hole?
We don't know. They're just there. So the question is, aliens or not, Jared, what the heck's going on in the center of our galaxy?
Go to Thomas. I'm still trying to make a theory.
Okay, Joseph. So I mean, Jared too. We're all sci-fi fans. Like all three of us are. Have you ever heard the theory that Sol, our star, is the only star that's ignited in the galaxy right now?
Like on fire?
Yeah, basically.
Weird. No, I haven't heard that one.
So, and a lot of it's like doesn't quite add up, but some of it does. Is that it takes like thousands and thousands and thousands of years for the light from stars to come to Earth. That's how we see them in the night sky. Well, if it's taken that long, by the time that light gets to us, by the time that it's reached us, they might be dead already. Like they might be dead right now, and we're just now seeing the light coming off of them. So what I'm kind of curious about this guy is like he's seeing the inside of the Milky Way galaxy, right? And how is he able to see something that distinct, that far away, and that much like?
Well, he's doing all this through radio waves and stuff
radio
like
waves.
That. Yeah.
I have no idea, because like I don't even know how you're supposed to like.
Doesn't radio waves act differently than light?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're faster.
And that other theory, Tom, is I know that we see light like way after, but don't we see novas and stuff like that?
I think
which are dying stars.
Which are dying stars, yeah. But that's the thing, is that maybe those died before these. I don't know.
I don't know. I think scientists, they're a little They just
Oh,
want to say something.
That's the thing is, I do think a lot of scientists, like astrophysicists themselves, are kind of full of it. Because what was that Rooster Teeth one that Gus was talking about? Like these people were talking about a planet like 5 solar systems away. That's like, oh yeah, no, underneath the cloud there's a river of Mercury underneath the cloud, and underneath that river of Mercury is like a bunch of lava. And he's like, we can't tell like when something is like smudged on our camera. Like, how are you gonna tell me that you know exactly what's like trillions of miles away in that direction, that accurate? That's a theory maybe, but how are you coming to that theory? So I have no idea.
It's like this physics book I read. The whole time he was just like, you know why we have these theories? Because scientists are awesome. We're awesome. We're just getting things.
We're so cool, man.
We're just so dang cool. But
So the
yeah,
weirdest thing about
There was no reason to bully us in high school.
So when I first saw this story, it said, structures at the center of the galaxy, and I was like, that's weird, because your mind goes straight to like technology and stuff like that. But just like reading this, they're like straight lines. There's straight lines going up and down and like horizontal. So you just think of like, and they're one dimensional. So you just think of like people drawing. So like maybe, the theory that the galaxy is just a big simulation on a computer. This is like the background, like whoever programmed the computer was drawing, and that like we're using guidelines to draw stuff.
This is it's the source code of the universe right there.
Yeah, it's just like the paper that they use to draw.
It's like they didn't erase the skeletal structure.
Yeah, it's like the black hole sucked everything but that background paper out. So I forgot
to clean that. Forgot to clean that part up in the post production. I don't know. Like, okay, so remind me, what's supposed to be at the center of the galaxy? Is it a bunch of stars, or is it a bunch of?
In our galaxy, it's a big black hole.
It's a big black hole.
It's a supermassive black hole.
That's what's causing the gravitational pull, supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was a cluster of stars for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know if every galaxy has a black hole in it, or just some, because some like are sphere, so maybe not all of them have black
That's
holes.
the thing, is that a black hole is a star collapsing in on itself, right?
Yeah.
So how big was that star?
It must have been huge.
Huge.
Yeah, like literally like universe like size. Like that's huge. I don't know. Like that's kind of cool though. Like there's something out there that we can't quite explain.
Yeah.
I don't think it's aliens, but
and then another thing with scientists is like when they talk about the size of the universe, and they're like, it's infinite, it's growing, but we can see past that, or like we have theories of what's beyond that, and I'm like, what?
The one thing about science that kind of bugs me is like they have their theories, but you can't have like anything else but those theories. It's like, and they don't consider like there's something they haven't thought of. It's like, no, we've thought of everything. You can't be anything else. So it's like
until somebody like completely proves them wrong.
Yeah, it's like you have to prove scientists wrong, which I guess that's how science works, but
most of I just want aliens to be like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah. Because like most of our scientists that we like, the famous ones, they have like these big egos that they can't be wrong, even though that's pretty much what science is just proving yourself wrong. And finding new
theories,
stuff.
Not concrete science fact or whatever they call it.
So and with the space stuff, it's like, are they even theories, or are they just like weird speculation?
Well, like one of my favorite things for science is like, what can science prove? Nothing. It cannot prove anything. But I don't know. Like that's a cool like story though. It's kind of freaky.
Yeah, so this one is so weird. This has baffled even us. We don't know if it's aliens or not. I mean,
and we have watched a ton of Star Trek. Between the three of us, we have watched a lot of Star Trek. Like Michael's not here, and we can talk about Star Trek.
That's what really caught my eye when I saw this article. I'm like, what the heck? Structures at the center? And then one dimensional, because you always think 3-dimensional, like everything in space is round.
It's the prophets from the Bajoran people. Those guys. Those weird
Yeah, they live
orbs.
in that black hole, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Who knew?
something weird in our galaxy neighborhood. Okay. So we will see you next time for That's Weird Stuff. So subscribe, like, and notify yourself for even more good stuff. See you next time.
Go make some one-dimensional structures.